yeah, coming back at you. It is me. It is I. It is Glennlawrence. And this is the Blerd podcast, a space where we get to nerd out about fatherhood and have unfiltered conversations about raising these kids. I'm super happy to be back. Things are going well in this world. And, you know, what can I say? You know, it's another day in fatherhood, another day being tired. Listen, I'm working. I'm trying to bring this awesome content to you all, and I'm raising this kid, which means that I don't get to sleep, which also means that my words don't work sometimes. I say weird things, and I've been stumbling for words, not able to actually grasp them, and that's been tough. The other thing that's been going on is I've been trying to watch TV, and I just realized that that's not a thing that happens anymore. I can't watch a television show and just enjoy the show because there's a constant crying in the background. So everything I watch now has a crying soundtrack to it. Like, I didn't realize some of my favorite movies, there was crying in the background, and that's what I'm dealing with the entire time. It's interesting, but I wouldn't trade it for the world. You know, I got to give a shout out to our friends over at the New Release Wednesday channel. Hold on, real quick. Let me just make sure that. Hold on.
See, this is one of those things that happens when I'm extra tired. The microphone levels are off because I'm tired and they didn't get set right. We just like to be very, very real here. You know, some people might try to sugarcoat it. No, we're not going to sugarcoat it, although I might edit it later. But we're not going to sugarcoat it. We're going to give it to you straight, raw, uncut. I just messed up. I didn't set the right microphone. The levels were off. And so you missed that amazing story that I had about not being able to watch any type of television now because my kid cries through it all. And the joke that I was saying was that I didn't realize that there was a crying soundtrack on Jurassic Park, but there is all the way through. Also, all my favorite movies, there's a ton of crying now. But what I was going to do was give a shout out to the New Release Wednesday channel. They've got a new podcast out. It's called Kuya and the Kid, and it's amazing. It goes along with all the other great content that's on there, like You're So Cool, Rob Medina, the NRW Show with me, Kuya P, and Loy Lee. And all our other reviews. So check out Kuya and the Kid. It's Kuya P and Loy Lee. That'll be fun and interesting. And it's a nice break if you want to get away from all this kid and father talk. I'd be super remiss if I did not mention what a crazy day it is. The footage coming out of Afghanistan with us pulling out, and it's just heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking to see. I helped consult with a podcast called Wartime Allies, where there are interviews with these people who are trapped in Afghanistan. It's really heartbreaking, really heart-wrenching stuff. And to see it all kind of play out real time, to happen kind of immediately as we've been saying, was really heartbreaking. But it reminds you to cherish the ones you love and cherish the things that you have right in front of you. And that's what I'm going to try to do today here. I'm going to try to cherish what I have in my life. And you know, that's my kid. Of course, that's my wife and the beautiful people that have helped make that happen. It takes a village. And one of the people that we have today is one of those villagers that helped us get this kid here. But first, I have to give a shout out to our beautiful, beautiful sponsors. As always, it's They Made Me Wear It, theymademewearit.com. It's a husband and wife team that are on a mission to get your dog to discover their fashionable side. They are dog stylists for the everyday parent. And if you have a Halloween party to go to, you can get your dog laced up. If you have a fancy doggy prom to go to, you can get your dog laced up. If you have a pajama party for your dog, you can get your dog some comfy jammies, whatever you need, custom designer gowns. Your fur baby's going to love it. Also, when you're shopping their store, you are helping to save other dogs by contributing to Hope for Paws, which is an animal rescue organization that works tirelessly to rescue and save the lives of all of these abandoned animals. So what are you waiting for? Go ahead and visit theymademewearit.com and use code word BLERD at checkout for 15% off the entire store. Woo! That was a mouthful. I think we've tiptoed enough. You've heard enough of my rantings about not being able to sleep, not being able to watch TV anymore. I think it's about time we talk to our amazing guest. She's going to take us through birthing and everything that goes along with it. She had a lot to do with our successful birthing journey, and I'm super happy to talk with her. Today's guest is she's Tia Dandridge, and she's a student and a midwife and an OB surgical technologist. And most importantly, she is the mom to 3 beautiful little boys. She helped me bring a beautiful little boy into this world, and I am super excited to get her on the show talking about it. So without further ado, let's say hi to Tia. What's going on, Tia? How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, you look beautiful. You look great. I'm doing well. I'm tired. So if I fall asleep in the middle of the interview, just go, you take it away. Okay.
I'll try. All
right. Just say whatever you need to say. I'm just going to get a nap over here as I'm trying to host the show, because it's hard. It's hard. It's difficult. Everybody tells you like, it's like a beautiful thing. You don't get any sleep. They say you don't get any sleep. And I feel like that's a lie, because you don't get any damn sleep. You don't get like, they need to emphasize it more, because it is, woo.
I haven't slept in 18 years. So.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's right. Because you have 3 of them.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
3 amazing kids.
Yeah. You know what's funny? And people will think, they'll hate me for saying this, but you don't even miss the sleep.
You don't.
That's how great it is to have these boys. You don't even miss the sleep.
Not at all.
But thank you so much for jumping on here and talking with me for a little bit. I definitely think that having a birthing plan and figuring out how you want your birth to go down, because it's a choice that you could that you have, is something that more people should take advantage of and try and do. And that's why I wanted to talk to you a little bit, because you helped us do that. You were very instrumental in us having a successful birthing plan. So the first thing is thank you. Thank you for
you're very welcome.
Yeah, helping us out. Now, how did you first get into being a doula and a birth and a midwife, and how did you get into all that?
I've always wanted to be a midwife since I was 4 or 5 years old. I started at volunteering at L&D unit in Hawaii, and I did that for a year, and then I decided to go to nursing school, and then I didn't like nursing school.
Yeah.
So I got on to I went to medical assistant school. And then that's how my journey started. And I went to, I started at one hospital and L&D, and I never left.
Oh, wow.
2014, and I love it.
Wait, so are the babies that are birthed in Hawaii, are they more laid back than the mainland babies?
No, not at all. Not at all.
There's no difference there.
No difference at all.
Oh man. Well, that's super cool that you have this like passion to help people bring babies into the world, because we had no idea how we were going to do it. We kind of just talked to each other, Stephanie and I, said, I think we want to do something natural, and I think we kind of want to do it at home. We had a couple friends who said that they had done it at home, but to actually make that happen, you should get a team involved. And when we got you all involved, it was so comforting to have you all kind of there and like hold our hands. So what is your kind of process, or how do you think of your role in helping someone have a great birth story?
Listening. You got to listen to what people want. Anybody can come in and say they want this and want that, but I feel listening is the key, and trust, because I can tell you anything in a book, but you have to trust me, because I'm coming into your home. I'm taking over your space. I am invading your privacy. So if you don't trust me, then I think it's going to be a big, huge barrier between you having the perfect birth story or just having a baby. Because it's two things. I think it's a big line in between the two things. So trust is a big key.
No, I would totally agree. You all made it very, very what would I say? Easy to trust, because we had so many meetings and going over things so often. What do you think is like the biggest part of when you decide to do like a home birth? What is the biggest I guess part of it? What is the biggest thing that people should be aware of?
Not listen to outsiders, because everybody has their own opinion about things. But you have to listen to your heart. You have to listen to what you want. And other people have other opinions, or other people had their birth stories not be the way they wanted it. So they're trying to influence you to your story. So I just think just cut everybody out. And if it's what you want to do, you pick the right team. You go interview that team, make sure that team is the perfect fit. Because I mean, you could have came and interviewed all of us and we still wouldn't have been the perfect fit, but you could still have a home birth. So I just think interviewing people, interviewing whoever you want to choose, look at the reviews, ask our clients or whoever clients, like, was it everything that they said it was going to be and stuff like that. So
that reminds me, we need to write a review for you guys. We didn't finish and write a review. I guess we were waiting to see if Morgan like developed like a third arm or something like that, but he seems all right now. So I guess we could write the review in that everything went well. But yeah, so for our birth, because I believe, like, how many babies was it? Because I think our baby was the first that you caught, that you were catching, correct?
Your baby was my first catch as a midwife.
Okay.
As a midwife. So you were my very, very first. I've caught several babies or delivered several babies in hospitals just because, or just, they walked in the door and, hey, there's a baby. But you were my absolutely first catch from beginning to the end. So I was with y'all from the beginning to the very, very last end.
So wait, what's the difference between delivering and then I guess catching? What's the difference between
catching is like, I'm there, I'm at your home, I'm letting Stephanie do everything herself, versus delivering I feel like we are yelling at the patient, like, push, stuff like that, versus catching, we're just letting the body do whatever the body does.
Okay. Yeah, definitely. Because it was definitely more of a chill atmosphere, to the point where like everything was happening so quickly and I was like kind of anxious, and then I was like, oh, what should we do? Like, okay, what do we do? Do I move here? And I'm like, all right, let me grab some water, or let me take a picture and let me get the the music or whatever. And it got to a certain point where we just kind of all just like stopped and chilled.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I thought that was so cool. It was like so cool, so serene. And it just kind of like I settled, like we all just settled into our positions. And then all of a sudden it was just like, okay, I guess the baby's just going to come now. And then Steph was real quiet. I was real quiet. You were real quiet. And then we were just kind of like sitting there. I don't know. What was your favorite part of our little birthing adventure?
You. You were very surprised. I was very surprised. I thought, meeting you and being in the office with you, I thought you were going to be a totally different person than what you was that day. Because I thought you were going to be very antsy. I thought you were going to be running around, and stuff like that. But you wasn't. You were totally different. You were calming everybody else down, and you was just a perfect dad.
Oh,
settled in.
Thank you. Look, I did not set that up. That was not just a setup to get the compliments. That was a legit question. So yeah, the cool thing is you were the first catch, but I just have to clarify, because when we were going through it, I know it's just like my adrenaline or whatever, and I know the baby came out, and all I saw no one else. I didn't see Ryan there. I didn't see you there. I just saw baby and floor. And I caught him by the head. But the crazy thing is, so Ryan was telling me like there were two other sets of hands underneath my hands. But in the moment, all it's like my dad powers activated, and all I saw was the baby come out and then the floor, and I just like reached like I caught him. But it was like very surprising because you all were like you were like, oh, Glenn, come back here, you're gonna catch the baby. And I was just like I don't think y'all knew this, but I was just like, what? Like no, I'm not gonna do that. That's weak. Like that's too much. And y'all very calmly put me in position to like catch my son. So I really have to thank y'all for that.
That's great. Yeah, it's a big difference between home births and hospital births, because the dads are more involved at home births, and I think that's a big thing because that's something you remember. That's something you carry with the rest of your life. You don't get that moment back. You or the mom, and so I just feel like that is just a big thing for me to have the dad or the partner, whoever, be a part of that process because that's just amazing to me.
What's your favorite part of the home birthing process?
My favorite part is catching the baby, but my favorite part is women are powerful. The birthing person is powerful. I don't think people realize how strong the birthing person is because not only are they dealing with the pain, they're just it's beautiful. It's amazing. It's just like something you never dreamed of, and then you get to be a part of this, and I get to do it every day almost. So that I think the most just amazing part of my whole job.
I like it. I mean, I felt very useful during the whole thing. Like I was able to move around. You know what I mean? I was cooking soup before it happened. Like our birth was so fast that the soup wasn't even ready by time the baby was. Like the baby came out before the soup was ready. I was trying to get things to slow down so y'all could have some soup. You remember that?
And it was, yes, and the soup was good.
Well, yeah, you took something to go, but I was like, no, y'all could chill. That's the other thing. I thought that after having the baby, I was going to be like overwhelmed. Stephanie was going to be overwhelmed, and we were going to need someone to stay with us like overnight. But it really kind of made things like very chill, and then it was just like, okay, I guess we're just going to be home with this baby now, and that was wild. You know what I mean? How like smooth that process was. So yeah, that was a super fun. So now you have 3 sons. Did you do a home birth for any of your sons?
I didn't get to do a home birth. I actually didn't even know anything about home births when I had my kids. I had my kids very young. I have a 21-year-old, so that tells you a lot.
And you don't even look like you're 21.
And
shout out young moms, because my mom is young too. So you know what I mean? Like she's probably like, why'd you have to bring me up? But anyway, shout out young moms. They are dope. Anyway.
Yeah, but I wish I had the option, and I think a lot of people don't realize that that's even an option. And now it's getting more and more popular, which I'm really, really grateful for. And so I had all hospital births. I did have my last 2 I had with midwives in the military hospital. So I did get that part of it, but I had all hospital births. I didn't have a choice.
Yeah, I mean, this is something that I really want to bring a lot more awareness to, because I think it does, help with the temperament, possibly of the baby, like after coming out. I feel like it's a lot less stressful on the mom, which definitely helps in general, being able to be in your own environment and whatnot. What is something that you would like to tell expecting parents in terms of their journey trying to figure things out?
Just do what's best for your family, because what's best for my family or your family is not best for everybody's family. So do what's best for your family. Please just talk it over with your team, your parents, or whoever you have in your life. And just choose the right option. I will never say don't go to the hospital, because I'm glad it's there. It's there for a reason. But if you could have a home birth, at least try. I mean, at least see if you can do it. If you can't, there's always a hospital nearby. So you can have, best of both worlds if you want to. So that's what I think. And have a good doula too. Doulas are very important. Birth doulas, postpartum doulas. I do it all. So I do fertility. I do everything.
All right. So wait, real quick. What is the difference between a midwife and a doula? Because I feel like I'm not clear on it.
So a midwife has medical background.
Uh-huh.
You with the route that I'm going as a CPM, a certified professional midwife, I have to be a doula first. So a doula is like the I could be the partner if you're a single mom or single birthing person. I can also be that advocate when you're in a hospital and you
Hmm.
just that extra person, the extra eyes, because that person is in a bed, so they don't get to see the what's happening down there. So I'm just the advocate for that birthing person. I can do a lot of things. Massage the back. I can, just make the hospital experience more comforting. And then also, after you have the baby, I can go to your home and help you with postpartum. Because a lot
Oh,
of people,
really?
yeah, a lot do get home. When you're in a hospital, you are surrounded by nurses. So you got somebody to tell you when to feed the baby, when not to feed the baby, when to do this, when to do that, how to change the
Right.
baby. But when you get home, it's just like, what do I
What do
do?
I do?
I don't have that nurse there. I don't have that person there. So as a postpartum doula, I go to their home and I help them transition from, you know, a mom, a hospital versus at home. I help with the feedings at night. I can do overnight. I can help with, just anything you really
Wait, you
need
can
help.
do overnights?
Yeah, I do
I don't know if
overnights.
you noticed. I was just taking a nap like 2 seconds ago while you was talking. I heard everything you said, but overnights would be amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, overnights. Yeah, so that the parents can sleep.
Hmm.
And you can either the birthing person can pump, or if you prefer to just breastfeed only or chest feed only, you can bring the baby in there during the feedings and then take the baby away and let the parents sleep.
Oh man, that sounds amazing. We're gonna have to talk after this because uh those overnights are crazy. Like the thing is like uh it's like every couple hours. It's like you can sleep, but you're gonna wake up. Like that's a like you're it's just so sporadic. And then so the thing that I wasn't aware of was okay, you could still go to sleep, but you're not gonna want to because you're afraid that the
Right.
baby is not breathing. Like that's a fear. So you just keep popping up and looking at them because you're just like, are you okay? All right, cool. Are you okay? Okay.
It doesn't change. I have 21, 19, and 16, and I still get up in the middle of the night and see if they're breathing. So it
Oh.
doesn't go away. I still do
Even
it
when they're
too.
16.
Yeah, I still try. I'll peek in and be like, "Are you okay? Okay, you're good." But now they do it to me too. They'll come in my room and they'll check on me to make sure I'm okay.
See,
So it's
that's the
like
100%
vice versa.
because we're getting older now. Now the kids got to
Yeah,
check on us to make sure we're breathing. I
yeah.
have a CPAP machine, so it's real. Like I have medical apparatus that my kid needs to check to make sure it's still operating. So, as a matter of fact, that's why I wanted to have this kid. I'm like, listen, we're going to have some yard work that needs to be done. I got to make sure that you're changing my CPAP supplies. You know what I mean? I'm getting too old to remember all this, so you're going to have to take over for me. So I had to hurry up and put them in the oven so that they'd be ready by the time I'm 60.
Yeah.
So, so that brings us to another great point, which is about actually like raising these kids. So this isn't necessarily in your professional purview, but just as like another person, mom to dad, black mom to dad. Like, what are some of your tips for raising these kids, especially from their young age, the newborn age?
I think I'm a different type of mom. I'm an old school mom. I was raised in the country with my grandparents and my mom and my sister and stuff. And everything that we wanted out of life, we had to earn it.
Hmm.
And so, like, my kids didn't have cell phones at a young age. They didn't have tablets. They didn't have none of that. They had to earn it.
Hmm.
Everything they earn, they have to, do chores. They have to be respectful. My kids are very respectful. They are, you walk down the street. You don't see this often no more, but you walk down the street and my sons, they walk on the side where the traffic is, so I don't get hurt. And so
Hmm.
I don't get splashed with water and stuff like that. They are opening doors for me. They open doors for anybody that walks in. They're just old school kids, and just raise them with kindness and love. I think a lot of these kids don't have love. They have, moms that have to work all the time, and I'm one of them. I have to work a lot, but I still try to take a little time out with each one of them because I do have three. I try to do like one-on-one, like, oh, my oldest loves to watch Law and Order and different shows like that. So we have days where we're just watching Law and Order together. And then my middle one is autistic. So he does pipe cleaners. And, I make sure he has pipe cleaners. So we go to Michael's almost every week, and he goes and picks out his favorite pipe cleaners, and we do that. And my youngest one, he just loves movies. Like, I fall asleep half the time when we watch movies because that
Reminds me
sleep
of my mama.
but we watch movies together. So I just try to take a little time out with each one of them so they know that I love them, even though I'm a workaholic, but I still care about them. So
I feel like those are the things that make your youth special, like growing up special, even if you have a parent who's working all the time. And I'm hoping that I could, do some of those things. Do your kids share any of your interests, or are their interests all their own?
That's a little bit of me in all of them. Yeah, it's a little bit of me in all of them. I have one that's really goofy. I'm really goofy when I'm not nervous. My oldest is very he's a very caring person, and he watches over his brothers, and he makes sure they're okay. So that's me. My middle one has so much love. Like, he can meet you and just love you, and he just makes you feel like the world is just endless. And my youngest one he's also a very, very caring person, and he just want to make sure that everybody's okay and everybody is. They're very thoughtful and stuff like that. So they all each have a little piece of me in them.
Yeah, the kindness, I feel like, is something that definitely is needed in this world. I feel like there's way too many people who are nice, but they're not kind. You know what I mean? Like they'll do like the nice thing, which is like say pleasant things, instead of actually being kind, which is like, I feel like it's like a caring that comes from, the heart, that you can show towards people. So it's beautiful that you have instilled that into your kids. I know your middle one, he made us like a little pipe cleaner figurine, which I thought was so sweet after the birth. That was so amazing.
Yeah, he's a good kid.
Is he watching this now?
Probably not.
Oh, really? They got
he's probably playing. He's probably playing with his pipe cleaners in the corner, with his tablet and laptop and everything else, and everything sprawled out in the middle of the floor. He's very creative, and very smart, and he's a really, really good kid.
That's amazing. It's great that you're putting it sounds cliche. You're putting awesomeness into the world, but you're putting good into the world, by raising three amazing young men, and then also helping other people bring their children into the world. And, it's beautiful because your hands are a lot of times the first hands that go on to, like, you're the first hands to touch our son, in this world. Like I was the first to, like, I caught him coming out of the thing, because people will be like, people always want to get, gotcha, Glenn, you said you caught him and you didn't catch him. Just can you tell people I did actually catch the guy?
You did.
So, but
we did it together.
We did it together. But you were the first hands, because when he was still in the birth canal, I guess you would call the vagina, while he was still in there, you were touching the head and rubbing. So you were the first hands ever to touch. And Stephanie was like, "Oh, Tia's the first hands to ever touch him." But another thing I have to tell you, because Stephanie wanted me to tell you this. Thank you so much, because when she was going through her birth, you had like your hand on the small of her back, and you were like just doing, and she was like, "Oh, that felt so good. That was such great pressure." Like, I don't know whose hand was there, but it was like the best thing ever. And it was just something so small as like just your hand on the back.
It's the smallest things that makes a birth to different levels. It's always the smallest things, and it's just the touch. And to be a midwife, you have to have a special touch. It's a gift. Nobody can do it. Anybody can't do it. It's something that it's in your heart. It's in your soul. Joe Smo down the street can't be a midwife if that person don't have it in the heart. Like, it's because you are on call 24/7. It's a lifestyle. It's something that, you you can't just give it up one day. It's just, it has to be it consumes me, and I love it. It's a good consumption. Like, it's
Well,
not nothing bad. I love doing it.
they say if you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life. And I know that it's, it is work or whatever, but I feel like, loving it so much, it makes it easier to do. I mean, when you see everybody so happy, and the birth goes really, really well, I feel like that makes it all kind of like worth it. And it's just, there's no other feeling like it. It's just like a high.
It is.
Like
It's a natural high. It's a natural.
What,
And catching your baby was my natural high for like 2 days.
Was it really? It was.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Was that just because our baby is super special, or was it just all babies? No, just
Both.
Everybody wants their baby to be super special. I know, but it's like, oh, but he was the specialist, wasn't he? So, all right. What is the hardest part of this job, being a midwife?
The hardest part is not having everything go the way you want it to go. The hardest part is when that person feels like they gave up or they didn't do exactly what they wanted to do. I mean, some come in and they go through the whole process and being at home, and they do everything the right way, and we still end up in a hospital. And it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing at all. I just think that just, it hurts me sometimes, because I'm like, this is not the way they wanted to do, but I'm still there. Like, one of us will always be with the person the whole way. So even if they do transfer to the hospital, I'm still going to be there. I'm going anywhere. It's just a different avenue. So
I think the thing that is like a saving grace is that your aura, you know what I mean? Like, your kindness, your spirit is around during the birth of the baby. So even if you're going through that process of going to the hospital, you still have someone who's there for you, advocating for you. And, that the baby's still coming out, surrounded by people that are kind of loving, which I think is important. I think that helps. I think that makes things amazing, makes things great.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, here at the Blerd Dad podcast, a lot of times you hear about burning questions. We have a blerding question. Our blerding question has now become, what do you like to nerd out about? Like, what is something that you're like really into that you could just go on and on and on and on about? Like, what do you nerd out about?
I don't know. That's a that's a hard question. I know what I like to do is when I do a night shift and I get in my car, I play hard rock music or any kind of rock music and sing very loud all the way home.
Oh, who's your favorite hard rock artist? Who's your
I like Aerosmith.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. Don't want to close your eyes.
Yes, and that's exactly how I sound.
Yeah. You know what? I love that song, but it's I'm not a vocal talent. I mean, I can talk. I have the gift of gab, but I don't have the gift of singing, I suppose. Although I will sing some Bon Jovi. Where does he fall on your list? Where does he fall on your list?
I like all kinds of music. I like country music. I like rap. Well, not a rap fan, but I like R&B. I love old school R&B.
Okay.
Anita Baker and Aretha Franklin.
You see, they're having the Aretha Franklin movie coming out.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're gonna go see that. Check that out.
Yeah.
Hopefully, not fall asleep on it.
Probably will fall asleep.
And then have to see it again.
Yeah.
Oh, so this is your thing. Like, music is kind of like a big, a thing for you. Okay, see, because I'm very much the same way, where I like a lot of different genres of music. Rock music, I remember back in the day, we used to get like a VHS player. We used to record all the music videos. So like Poison, we had a ton of Poison songs on our and Motley Crue, you know what I'm saying? Like, we had Aerosmith, of course. We had them. I don't know. Who are some of your favorite rock artists?
All of them. I really like all of them. My middle son, he likes old school music. So like Meatloaf.
Okay.
I don't know where he got that from, but he loves musicals. So you can hear him singing musicals from his bedroom, and I love musicals. I love
Like The Sound of Music, or like new school
music.
musicals?
His favorite movie is Rent.
Oh, okay.
That's his favorite musical. I love it too. So you could probably hear both of us singing it when it comes on. He plays it over and over and over again. So but I like every type of music. It doesn't matter what it is. I might not know the words today, but I'll know it tomorrow because I just sing for no reason.
What's your favorite? Do you have a favorite song?
No,
No.
nope. I like everything that plays on the radio.
What is like, because you're going through all these births and whatnot. What is the song that you definitely want to have a baby come out to?
Probably Push It from Salt and Pepper.
Like, how, I wonder how can you finesse that to get like a mom who's like really into Salt and Pepper to be like, all right, what's its go time, and we're just about to have this baby, pop on Push It, and then I'm gonna push it good.
Yeah.
That would be a good one. I don't know. I was kind of thinking, listen, I wanted to play some music during our birth, but Stephanie was not having it. She was very adamant that I turned that effing music off.
She was.
I was like,
that was another funny moment. It wasn't funny to her, but it was very funny to me. She did snap.
Did you laugh inside when I got yelled at? Like,
and you wanted to take pictures. She wasn't having that either.
Yeah, I was like I said, like, because I wanted to be involved. It's like, all right, you're doing too much, and I got snapped on 2 times, and I wasn't going to make it a third. So I was just like, I just sat my butt down. I was like, all right, well, maybe I'll just sit down, and then we all settled in. I don't know. I'm trying to think. What would I want? What song do I want my kid? Like, I want him to come out to something cool. Like I don't know. Would I want to have I don't know. Maybe my next one, he'll come out to like Hustle and Motivate or something. Come out to like Nipsey Hussle. Yeah.
I can see that. I can definitely see that.
He just comes out super smooth or whatever. But hey, I started playing music for Morgan. You'll never guess what his favorite song is.
What's his favorite song?
Stephanie, just nod your head if I can tell the people, or if I have to tell them, I can tell. His favorite song is Strawberry Letter 23 by the Brothers Johnson. He loves that song. As soon as we play it, he just like stops, and he like, his eyes get all big, and he like looks over, and then he's just like, oh, and then by the end of the song, he's usually sleeping.
That's good. He's gonna be a music lover too.
Yeah, I started playing them like classical music, and then I moved up to like R&B music. You know what I mean? To just like give them like kind of a foundation and some of that good old Motown, but get the foundation in classical, and then this other stuff too.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's interesting to see him grow. It's interesting to see the music taste. I think he's like you. He doesn't necessarily like rap music all that much.
It's a give or take. It's a hit or miss with me. I don't know. I grew up on all the old school R&B, everything.
Mm-hmm. So this newfangled rap is not your
no. And my kids call me old because I don't like it, and I just don't.
Look, I'll tell you the truth. My stepdad did not like rap either. Like, but my mom did like rap, and my mom she bought Dr. Dre's The Chronic, and my stepdad he did not like it, and he threw that tape against a fence. He was like, and then my mom was like, "That's just so crazy," because I'm just gonna go buy another one. And from that moment, I learned that you could always get another. There's no reason to.
And now you just download it. You don't even have to get a tape.
You don't have to do that. Like, how are you going to throw a download against the wall? But he was very adamant. I like in my mind, I was just like, oh, what's going on? Like, why? I couldn't understand why somebody would be that against music. I was like, oh, that's weird, But I was young. I was like 12 or whatever. So I'm just like, oh, okay, that's an odd choice to just toss it. I don't know. I wonder though, like once Morgan gets older, if I'm going to be kind of like the same way in terms of like what he's listening. Is there going to be some like new techno stuff out that's, you know what I mean? That's really wild that I'm like, don't bring this damn techno into my house.
Probably. It's gonna be that one. It's gonna be that one song that's gonna really piss you off. So then you're gonna be like, "This ain't working."
I couldn't imagine what that song would be talking about. That would be so enraging to me that I had to throw it against the wall.
It's gonna be one. It's gonna be that one song, and he's gonna play it over and over and over again, and it's gonna irritate you.
I don't know. How do I ingrain into him like things that I like? How do I do that? Do you got some tips on that?
I don't have no tips. Just be yourself around him all the time. That's all. That's the best advice I can tell you.
Yeah. You know what? You got to give your sons a shout out for me because they were very cool in letting you stay with us. You know what I mean? Letting us borrow. Because I mean, you are like attending to other people's like births or whatever, and then it takes away time that you're with them. So that's like kind of gracious also to be like, no, my mom's actually out helping other people and not, you know, like because you're like you could be gone for like 12 hours, like doing
or more.
Or more.
Yeah.
Doing a birth because these take a long time.
Yeah.
What's the longest birth? What's the longest birth you've been to?
4 days.
What now?
4 days.
Was the labor 4 days?
Yes and no, on and off.
Okay.
But yeah, that was the longest that I've been to. But yeah.
Yeah, more power to you. I don't know if we could have did for it, but that's why I was making the soup. I was buckled in because I thought it was going to be a long time. I got drinks, I had snacks, I had hors d'oeuvres. We were good
fruit. The fruit, amazing. The cheese,
we had a nice cheese plate.
Cheese was great. I love fruit and cheese. Those are my favorite things. Yeah, but she went fast. So be prepared for the next one because it's gonna be even faster.
Is it really? I mean,
that's what it normally does. That's what it normally happens.
I would hope so. Knock on wood. I would hope so. But you know, because that was just so. But I think Stephanie, she is probably a high pain threshold. Don't tell her I said that. Don't tell her I said that. Don't give her because she, you know what I mean. It'll go to her head. 70. She asked you, "Are you ready to catch number 2, Tia?"
Absolutely. I will be there.
Well, not yet. You're not healed yet, Stephanie. Wait till you heal up before we start talking about number 2. But no, her pain threshold is really high. So I think she was probably having pains or like labor pains that other people who are pregnant might have thought were like, oh, this is it. This is something is happening.
Right.
Because there were a couple of times where we talked to you all like, oh, we think something's happening. It's like, oh, no. To the point where like like the day of we were texting, it's like, do you think we should come? And I was like, yes. Like, why aren't you on the way yet? But yeah, it took because like the whole process when you guys once you knew, it took like what, like 45 minutes, an hour or so for you to get here.
Yeah. I live in Walter, so I live about an hour, a little less than an hour with no traffic. So I love that all my babies normally come at night or not in the middle of traffic because it makes it so much easier and so much faster for me to get to people. So knock on wood, it doesn't happen during rush hour.
What they should have, and I might start marketing this. You know how like back in the day, the cops used to have the little light they put on their hood, like Dragnet? They should have those for doulas or midwives, just a little light that they can put on the hood. That means they're coming to deliver a baby.
Yeah. I mean, I put on my flashing light sometimes. It just depends on how fast we think it's going to happen. So it just depends. And sometimes we might leave a little earlier. It just depends on how you sound on the text, how you sound on the phone call.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so it's a good thing my urgency like kicked up because everybody seemed like very cool and calm. And then I was just like, no, like, please get here now.
Yeah.
And I mean, because how fast it was, like, there was a chance that the baby would have been born with nobody being there, or not, or just me and her being there.
It happens.
Yeah, and that was crazy. I mean, like you were saying before, sometimes you have a birthing plan and it doesn't go to plan. Well, this is kind of like one of those things where like it didn't necessarily go the way that we wanted it to, which wasn't necessarily a terrible thing. We didn't get everything we wanted because we didn't get like to fill up the birthing tub and all these other.
Going too fast.
But it was just she was going way too fast. But at the end of the day, it was right on time.
Yeah, we were there. We was ready to go.
All right. So check it out. Tell like, is there anything that you would like to say to people in terms of just midwifery or being a doula or birthing their kids? Any like final words that you're like, ooh, I really wish I would have said this.
I don't really have any words. Just like I said, just make sure you have a plan, and just to know that sometimes your plan does not go the way you want to, and just don't be disappointed if it doesn't. Um, and always find a birth team that is going to at least adhere to the plan that you have. And just know that you can't put a price on having your child the way you want to have your child. Because I think that's a big thing. People are like, I can't afford it. I can't afford it. It's too much, da da da. But you can go out and have a $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 wedding, but you
Mm-hmm.
can't afford to have the birth that you want. So don't put a price tag on
You know what?
like
I'm
this.
I'm predicting that's going to be the new thing. Like instead of having these big elaborate weddings, people are going to have these big elaborate births.
Yeah, I see it in the future too. I
Yeah.
do.
Hopefully you'll be a part of it. I want to see you at like a really dope wedding or a really dope birth for a rapper. Like I think that would be awesome.
We'll see if they come to the DMV.
Right? Oh man. So tell the people where they can find you. If you had like a anything that you wanted to plug or talk about, go ahead and let the people know.
You can. My Instagram is Latia underscore versus underscore Tia. I post different things about birth, about my life, about my kids. I always post about my kids. Any questions, you can always hit me up on Instagram, and I can try to help you or steer you in the right direction. You can come see Ryan, my preceptor, and you can see me there too. So I'm with her for a very long time. She's not
Oh,
just rid of me.
you know what? Yeah, we had Ryan on here, and we didn't even talk about like Ryan. She is amazing too, and y'all work so well together.
Yeah, we do. We do. We have
Yeah.
a lot of same interests. I don't know. We both lay back and we just mesh together. And you have to have that good mesh.
Yeah, all of y'all work so well together. I mean, y'all just came in here and just took it. I just kind of stood back, let y'all do what y'all do, and I was just really, really, I was really happy. That was what I would say. It felt like a part, not a party, but it did feel like a great get together, and it was just beautiful. And I couldn't have done it with better people, nicer, kinder people. And I love you. I love you, Tia.
Yeah, you're part of, I mean, I'm a part of your family now. That's another
Yeah.
thing midwifery brings to the table is that it's extended family. Like, you can't get rid of us. We're going to be there. We're there for you from the beginning. We're there for you in the middle, and we're there for you postpartum. So, and you don't have to leave home, which is a big, big thing.
Yeah, that's a beautiful thing. And then we could call you back too. We're gonna call you once he goes to high school. I'm gonna be like, hey Tia, we still need a little help here. Oh my goodness. Morgan loves his Auntie Tia. As a matter of fact, he was supposed to be asleep and he fought us. He would not go down because he loves to, I think, listen to these shows. And he knows when they're coming because he stays up and he's like all wide-eyed right now. Usually he's asleep by now, but it's like, um, but yeah, this was super fun. Thank you so much. Wait, what is Latia versus Tia? Like, are there two of you? Is there competing sides of you?
Um, I think Latia is my professional, my
Ah,
professional person, and Tia is just like the laid back, chill, on the porch, having a glass of wine, chilling with her friends,
oh,
kind of thing. So yeah.
so beautiful. Oh, listen, if y'all need midwife services, you need to holler at Tia Dandridge, Miss Tia Dandridge. She is amazing. I can't say enough. You're awesome. Can't wait to, hang out with you more. We have our last few meetings where you get to check up on the little guy, but I'm sure we're going to talk and chat and check in with you every now and then. Thanks so much for coming on
You're
and
very, very
sharing.
welcome.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. I'm going to close out this show and then I'm going to talk to you in a little bit. All right.
All right.
All right.
Bye.
Y'all, that was Tia Dandridge. The midwife services that she gives are amazing. I can't say enough about them. It was such a great experience being able to do this. Now, I continuously tell people, oh, great experience. But like she said, if you need to go to the hospital, go to the hospital. It's there for a reason. Not everybody can do a home birth, but if you have the ability, you should investigate. You should check it out. Or at the very least, make a birthing plan. So you kind of plan what you want to do for your birth because you have options. You don't have to just go to the hospital and be at the behest of what the hospital says. You can actually take it into your own hands and bring the baby into the world the way that you want to. Wow. This was another great episode. We've had fun. I, of course, am again your host, Glenn Lawrence, the Blerd dad, and I just can't say enough about the amazing experience that we had, the amazing person, the kind person that Miss Tia is. Listen, if you're listening to this and you like it, go ahead and make sure you subscribe to the podcast so you can get notified when we have all the new podcasts. Watch us live so you can comment and talk to us, because we're very responsive. This doesn't have to be a one-way street. You can actually talk back and say, Glenn, I don't agree with what you said there. That was incorrect. And I demand that you pay me some attention. And what I will do is pay you some attention. Okay? So go ahead, like, subscribe, share, tell your friends about it. Tell your pregnant buddies about it. Usually you don't. Okay, I'm rambling at this point. Blur that out.